What's up, everybody? This is the Uncensored Anime Podcast, a podcast where we talk about all things anime uncensored. It is episode 63. We are your hosts. I'm David. We got Jerry. We got Kenny. And in today's episode, the long-awaited...
This is a travesty. David stole my thing.
He stole it, Kenny.
I
was laughing. Bro, I was holding it.
No, it's not
just absolutely. He just straight.
I gotta release the vlog. I'm releasing the vlog.
Dude,
go on the TikTok.
All I said was "What's up, everybody?"
Kenny has
been workshopping. Kenny's been workshopping "Wops Up" for weeks, and David just straight stole it. The first to use it on the podcast. All right, cut it out. Kenny, go.
No, it's too late. It's too late now.
We have a fun episode for you all.
I guess we'll toss it to Jerry because he's in. Oh, David, you're doing it.
Just let him go. Just let him go.
Jerry's reprimanded you every week until now. You're doing it.
Let him go.
Go ahead.
So we have a fun episode for you all today. We are finally doing spring wrap up season. Spring season 2022, and that's really it. That's all we're going to be doing today. So, Jerry, anything before we start, Mister?
Yeah, Jerry,
I only watched one season.
What shows do you watch from spring?
Yeah, Jerry, what do you watch? Do you even watch anime?
Do you watch anime?
I didn't watch shit. No, I'm.
Oh my god!
I didn't watch fucking shit, bro.
Jerry said the Skeleton Knight. No, thank you.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Here's the deal. If you guys have watched our wrap-up shows before, we essentially go around in a circle and talk about shows that each of us finished, that started and finished in this season. So we're not talking about retro shows or anything we watched that was backlog. We're mainly just talking about anime that started in the spring season and wrapped up in the spring season. So there are a couple shows that are still continuing forward. We are going to talk about Spy Family Season 1 Part 1 because of the fact that they are taking a one-core break before doing part 2, so it's essentially like 2 separate seasons to some degree. So we are going to talk about that. But there are a couple shows that are continuing, going right into the summer. One of those is Awashi, which is getting a 2-core back-to-back. It's just staying on. So it's not taking a break. So we're not going to talk really about Awashi today. We'll talk about it more at the end of the summer, because that's when the series will actually be totally wrapped up. So we're mainly going to focus on shows that wrapped up a full season, or they consider themselves a full season in the spring season, which includes a lot of shows that David and Kenny watched. I did not finish the 2 shows that I started. There were 2 shows I started, which we'll talk about later. I didn't finish either of them. And I'll hopefully finish Awashi before it ends in the summer. The only show I finished was Spy Family. So we will have a full-blown review and discussion of that at the end of this episode. We will save it for the end. But first, we'll go around, and I think the best way to do this is Kenny and David. I want you guys to just go back and forth and list shows and see if the other person watched it or not. And if they didn't, then you have to give us a synopsis and give us a score out of 10, a review and score. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So I'm challenging you guys to list shows that the other person didn't watch first. So then you guys can get into the shows that both of you watched, and then we'll end it with the show that I watched, the only show that I watched. Although I will talk about Danseur and I want to talk about Danseur and Aharen-San with you guys, because I did watch a lot of those seasons. I just didn't finish them yet.
Which so, I do think one of those two shows. One of those 2 shows was the best show in the season. Outright,
we'll get into that for sure, because I'm definitely curious. I watched 2 of those. Or I watched over half of those shows. I just didn't finish the season yet, so I've got a couple episodes.
Wait, do you remember exactly what episode you stopped watching?
On Danseur 6 or 7, something like that.
Okay, so you saw like the Rothbart dance.
The which
scene?
Part? No, I don't know if I made it that far. Maybe I was 5.
That's like
say it again. Rothbart.
Rothbart. It's like they're doing their school performance, and Junpei is doing his own bullshit.
Shit, maybe I only made. Was that not?
That's like episode 4.
No, definitely didn't make it that far. Maybe I only made it to episode 3 then.
Damn.
Wow.
That's like the best. That was like my favorite scene of the whole season.
Oh, I had a more favorite scene, but okay.
Really? Okay. So we'll get started.
Now you got me curious. I'm like, what episode did I make it to? Let's see. I'm gonna go look at the episode synopses.
Okay. So while Jared's looking for that, I'm just gonna shoot out the first name.
Yeah, I mean, y'all need to go back and forth for shows.
David, your turn.
I need y'all to try to find shows that the other person didn't watch. So start there.
Definitely didn't watch this. So I have this all in my notes on my phone. I'm just gonna go from my lowest to highest ranked. So, and you definitely didn't watch this one, Kenny. But Skeleton Knight in Another World.
That's the lowest ranked?
That's the lowest ranked, yeah, for me.
Okay, well.
Okay,
I didn't watch it.
All right, so Skeleton Knight in Another World, typical isekai. Our main guy.
Is it over, David? To clarify,
it's over, yes,
right?
It is 12 episodes, so the season
great.
is done.
12 episodes, season's over. Okay,
yep.
Warning: spoilers for Skeleton Knight season 1.
Yeah, all the shows that we
spoilers
mentioned
for
is
everything.
high level.
Yeah.
We will be spoiling everything. So
yeah, but I mean for you in particular, Jerry. I know you want to watch this one, so
I'll try not to spoil Jerry because I know he's very excited.
I really love
Another World.
Yeah, Skeleton Knight. They're probably my favorite first episode we watched, so I don't know why I didn't keep watching it.
All right, so Skeleton Knight in Another World, exactly as the title states, our main guy is isekai'd into another world, and he is in this world is the video game that he plays. He is reincarnated as his avatar, which is a Skeleton Knight, and he basically the whole season is he's just coasting, he's just walking along, and whenever he notices something or people pull him aside, he joins them. So the first character we meet, Ariane, she's like a super hot elf warrior, and basically the show begins with, okay, so we're in this video game world, and these white guys are enslaving animal like beast people and elves, which is pretty fucked up. So Ark teams up with Ariane to save the enslaved elves, and we meet another side character who is, I can't remember her name, but she's a beast person ninja, and Ark and Ariane help her out to free the enslaved beast people. And throughout the show, there's a lot of CGI that's used for Ark, which the CGI looks fine. I thought the animation was like okay, but there were a lot of moments where they utilize a lot of like just still frames, and like people would be talking, but it would be like on someone else, like listening to them speak. And so those are kind of weird. The cool thing with my favorite thing, as I've said many times with isekai, is that when they are incorporating video game elements, that gets me intrigued. And I felt like that was the first like 2-3 episodes, the video game elements were a bigger point, but as the show continued, it kind of just went more into like just the fantasy of the realm. Like the game elements were just the reality of that realm. So that the video game elements kind of went to the wayside, which was kind of like, okay, that's kind of, whatever. So that kind of made me lose a little bit of interest as the show continued. But I thought, overall it was entertaining. The music slapped. Opening and ending songs were some of my favorite opening and ending songs of this season. There were some funny moments. Not really anything like super sentimental from memory. But overall, I enjoyed it. So I gave it a 6. Gave it a 6 out of 10.
That's way better than I thought you were going to give it, honestly.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely
Holy
like
garbage.
Like if you were a person who I would recommend this to a person that would want to get into isekai, or if someone like asked me what isekai to recommend, I would recommend Shield Hero. I'd recommend this would be one of the ones I'd recommend. It's like a good intro, I feel. So yeah. So I gave it a 6.
You think this is a good intro one?
I do. It's like,
other than the fact that in the first scene there is a girl that's like actively like I'm not going to use the word, honestly.
Essayed.
Yeah,
assaulted.
exactly. Yes, exactly. You think that's still a good entry? That's the good entryway?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can know that's not good.
Yeah.
But that was the worst thing in the entire season. Okay. Aside from enslaving people, that was also really fucked up. Kenny left because he had to go start watching Skeleton Knight in Another World. He got too excited. But
yeah, Kenny jumped off the stream. He was
like, I gotta go watch the show.
What?
But no, so the first scene, there's definitely some bad stuff that showed some Goblin Slayer.
I just feel like if you've never watched anime before at all, this would still be a tough sell. I didn't say anime. I said if you're seasoned with anime Well, if you're seasoned, this
have never watched isekai. Yeah, if you want to get into isekai, this will be in like my grab bag of isekai that I would recommend.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'll
take it.
It wouldn't be the first I'd recommend.
6 out of 10 is above mid, so that means it's like you kind of dug it.
Yeah, it's like 5-6. Like it's not the greatest. It was definitely not the greatest season or the greatest anime I saw this season, but it was like I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it.
Skeleton David in Another World. That's what it is.
Skeleton David in Another World. So I even bought the first like 3 volumes of manga.
You bastard! You sick nasty.
Oh, and I enjoyed the manga too. So
did it seem pretty similar, or they both feel kind of different? Did you read it yet or no?
I've read the first volume, and as far as like content, it's so far similar.
Okay,
but I don't know if it diverges, in terms of plot. And also something that I forgot to do that I know that we've done in the past. So just some information on this show.
I knew you skipped that, and I was just gonna let it slide. I was like, it's whatever.
So some background information on this show. So this was originally a light novel.
Yep.
And it's been adapted into a manga. It's been adapted to an anime. The anime is adapted by Studio Kai, or I think it's joint between Studio Kai and Hornets.
Okay.
A fun fact is that the opening song is done by a person who is who's well known in the anime cover YouTube community.
Yeah, David watched this whole shitty anime just because it had a good opening song.
Honestly,
the ending song was good too. Dialogue Plus does the ending song, and like that, they were great. I love Dialogue Plus.
David will pretty much. I mean, you gotta remember, Kenny. He also watched the Spider one, dude, and he loved it.
Well, I like Spider.
I watched all 24 episodes of So Much Spider. So what?
I like Spider for the same reason David does. It's very, very gamey. It's like video game.
I think that's what sold. And I remember with episode 1, it did kind of sell you on some of the game aspects. So I feel like that kind of tricked David in, and then he just kind of kept going and was happy with it.
Did we watch Skeleton Knight from Another World on our episode 1s?
We did.
Yeah. I definitely started some shows that we didn't talk about originally, but I didn't finish them.
I don't think I watched it.
Kenny, you don't remember watching Skeleton Knight? We did a full review. We okay.
I would bet money. Go back.
No, you're gaslighting us. No.
Wait, go back.
One last thing I'll say about Skeleton Knight in Another World.
Went with my manga knowledge.
One last thing is that this. So with So I'm a Spider. So what? That show tried to implement like a lot of like political stuff, and that shit sucked and boring. This show introduces a lot of political stuff in its world, and it's actually very interesting. And it was like the B plot to Ark's adventures would be all of this background political stuff happening with royal people dying and then being revived and all this stuff. And it was actually entertaining. So if that's also something else that you're into, because I also like when political things get introduced in anime plots. Another reason to try this show out. So,
bada bing, bada boom, 6 out of 10. All right, Kenny, can you stump David? What's your challenger? What did you watch that David didn't?
I watched Otome Game, which is another isekai.
No, I think David watched that, didn't he?
No, I didn't finish it.
Oh, he didn't finish it.
I'm like on episode 10.
Let me treat a bad isekai like a bad isekai should be treated.
No, that's top. I would say, Kenny, I heard that was top 3 shows of the season.
I would say I would give.
Actually, I heard it's top 3 shows of the year.
I would say it's pretty much a 3 out of 10 show. I would say
3 out of Kenny's out of the gate. 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
So basically, the animation was very poor. I think the opening and ending song. I think the ending song is kind of fun. Both songs are not like great.
Right.
Like I said, the animation was bad. The fights are almost like lame. Like the action sequences are basically non-existent in a sense where it's like things are entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
But the dialogue is funny sometimes. I do think there is a big like if you play a lot of dating simulators, I think there is a lot of funniness to be derived.
Right.
If that is your niche, and then you're turning around and playing like watching this show, I think that you can understand that. And it's cute. I think it's a cute show.
Cute?
But it's cute. Like what?
Isn't there like
isn't it kind of like violent and I thought it. I didn't watch it, but I heard it was like
no. It's like they're going to school, bro. They just like go to school.
Oh.
But I saw like mechs and shit.
Yeah, they go to a school.
Also, I got this confused with another show. I definitely
mechs.
only watched the first 3 episodes of this show.
Oh, even worse.
Oh, what the hell? David didn't even watch this at all. Yeah, I would. It's just a
three,
bad
no,
anime,
3
but it
episodes
was
enough.
it
But
was kind of fun. I mean, like I said, it was just a little fun to put on in the background while I ate.
so
and
Otome is
pretty
just
much
it's 3 out of
nothing
10.
more than that. Yeah, 3 out of 10.
We did not watch the first episode of that this season, by the way.
That's
was
correct.
Not,
Yeah.
Right.
This was one that Kenny watched
That was
totally
random
of his
one.
own. He had to go
Like I
grab.
said,
I can't
Listen,
believe you guys
eat,
watch
you
this
eat
stuff.
2 or 3 times a day.
I
okay?
cannot believe you guys throw this stuff on. I just can't even believe it sometimes.
One of my entertainment units spent on season 1 of Otome Game.
Otome Game, yeah. One part of your brain had to sit through all that. Oh
Yeah.
my god. Okay, David, can you beat Kenny again? Throw us another one. What's one you can watch?
I don't think. Okay, so my next one up my list. I know you watched Tomodachi Game, Kenny, or
I
did you
did.
watch it?
He did.
Okay,
He
you
did.
watched
He
it.
finished it.
Did you watch? I won't talk about Aharen-San yet. Did you? You didn't watch Love
I
After
didn't
World Domination?
Nope, didn't watch that one.
All right, so
Throw it. Let's
Love,
go.
Love After World Domination. I didn't take any notes on this off the dome.
it off
So
the
Love
dome.
After World Domination, one of the original 13 shows we talked about, a basic spin on Power Rangers, and the Red Ranger falls in love with one of the heads in their, in the army that their enemies are part of.
Right.
And these people are in high school, so they're young, they're students, and honestly, I don't even know. Okay, so let me do the detailed stuff first.
Right.
But I really like the animation. The animation was actually pretty well done during a lot of like the combat sequences.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, so Shonen series, still ongoing. Originally a manga. It's currently running in Monthly Shonen magazine, and it was done by Studio Project Number 9.
Oh yes.
And I don't know what else they've done, but okay, I don't know any of those. But yeah, the animation was actually pretty well done. I enjoyed the animation. There would be a lot of every episode, like it did that tropey like Super Sentai thing of Monster of the Week. So every episode there would be a battle that would be happening, and they would be going against like a lot of the lieutenants in like their enemy army or animals that were once human, and they were evolved to be like hybrid human animal creatures. And so they would
Hybrid
be like
human animal creatures.
There's like a bear, there was like a snake, there was like a bunny, and these are Super Sentai, which they're called I think the Super Sentai Gelato 5 would fight these enemies.
Yeah, I heard Kenny really likes the Red Ranger, dude. The Red Gelato 5.
I'm just trying to.
Fudo is
trying to
he's
live that same lifestyle. Okay.
Yeah,
Fuck that
Fudo.
iron.
He just does
He works out.
curls.
He's
Okay,
all
that's
about
what
the
he does.
games. He's all about the
He does
fucking
curls
games.
for, like
He's
a
all
whole
about
day.
the games. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So while that's happening on the side, Fudo, who's the Red Ranger, and Desumi, which I think that's her name, she is the Reaper princess that is in the enemy army. They turns out that they fall in love at first sight, and they're trying to hide the fact that they are dating secretly from their respective peers. So again, with like opening and ending songs, like music, like, and also during the show, music great. Music was always a banger. The just like a lot of the references to Power Rangers and Super Sentai was really cool because which I think they did as Power Rangers whenever they're doing their poses, they're doing their transformation dances. There's like an announcer saying, like 5, 4, Super Gelato 5, and all like the really over the top type of action, which is really cool because I also like Power Rangers. And there were like a lot of cute slice of lifey rom-com moments between Fudo and Desumi, which I also enjoy those as well. So overall, it was like all of these different genres and elements in this package I felt were done successfully. And I don't know if this was just a single season. It's just 13 episodes. Or no, 12 episodes. And so, yeah. So I gave it a 7 out of 10. I really liked the show. It was enjoyable.
Wow.
If you're looking for a show that has like a bunch of action, rom-com elements, this is the show I'd recommend. If you like Power Rangers, watch the show.
Jesus. Okay.
What's the
just enough
Wait.
referential comedy for it to keep your interest for the whole season. I'll take it, David. But 7 out of 10 again is aggressively high. David is really swinging this season.
I don't know why. I really like a lot of these shows. This
Love
season.
Over World Domination was 1 point higher than Skeleton Knight. So,
but 7 out of 10 is like, I think that's like the same score we gave like Erased. You know what I mean? Like this is like on the same level.
Erased like a 9, I think.
Maybe an 8.
I am pretty confident David has a scale that only goes from 6 to 10.
Yeah, I think David actually ranked everything.
No,
really a 6 is a 1 or a 2.
Correct.
And a 7 is a 3.
In David's listing world, I am pretty lenient when it comes to the scaling.
David has 2 scales.
Actually, 5 is a 1.
If you make it onto the below scale, yeah. If you make it on the lower scale, then you really fucking suck. You're really bad.
Yeah. But if you're just an anime that comes on TV, then you're probably 5 or higher. Yeah.
All right, Kenny. Can you top David? Do you have any other shows he didn't watch?
I watched Tomodachi Game, but he watched that. I watched Fanfare of Adolescence all the way through.
I did not watch that.
Oh, Kenny, you gotta talk about Fanfare, buddy.
Now, I want to be clear about this, okay?
Oh, Lord.
This show in particular had so much going on that truly you did not think that by the end of it you would be so invested in every single character on the screen.
And surprised you were not invested because it was garbage.
No, I shit you not. Fanfare of Adolescence genuinely, I think, has one of the best episodes in anime ever.
I can't talk to you anymore.
No way.
I swear to you. It's just so endearing.
You're telling me the horse trainer guy is fucking training up these horse guys?
Danny the boys fuck?
They do not fuck. But there are some pretty strong undertones. Let's be totally upfront.
But they don't kiss? They don't even kiss?
Well, let's just say one boy puts his hands around another boy's face and then it cuts away.
Oh, shit, Jerry.
Oh, my God.
And a passing of a power is supposed to happen. So let me just...
A day? Passing of the day?
There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to digest in
Fanfare. All right. What's...
Fanfare... So basically, Fanfare Adolescence has the best opening song from this season.
Oh, shut up.
That is...
I think it's objectively untrue because Spy Family's opening is really good.
Oh, better than Fanfare's?
Yeah. They're like top 2. I can't pick one or the other. They're both.
Don't put David on the spot like that.
I really enjoyed the animation, except for the CGI elements. I just don't like those parts. I just don't like those parts in general.
All the horses were CGI or not?
Often, yeah. During the races, yeah. But luckily, oddly enough,
the jockeys would be CGI too sometimes, right?
Sometimes, yeah. But oddly enough, they're not in very many races. So,
turns out the show's not actually about. It's not about horse races.
Surprise, Jerry! It's not about horses.
It's about the relationships between the kids. Correct.
It's about the boys.
It is. I would say this show is about the boys. Okay,
it's about the boys. If you just want to show for the boys, check out Fanfare for the boys.
Is there one girl too?
Yeah, there's one girl.
And this was an original anime, I think, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes. Correct. Fanfare of Adolescence project.
Bro. And Kenny, you felt like it was a complete show. I think you said that to me earlier.
It is completed. Yeah.
You don't feel like there's more. They can't do more no season 2.
It is a full experience. And I would like to say this now. All of you Uncensored Anime Podcast fans who love watching David and Jerry squirm, watching bad anime, I think this show is great, and so we gotta review it on the show. I think this needs a full.
You're reviewing it right now.
Anime podcast.
No, we did fine.
I think that we should review it all together. We should all watch it.
You're doing it right now, Kenny.
No, bro, we gotta watch Fanfare.
I can't watch.
I do. I plan on watching it, but I don't want to talk about it after I watch.
We can watch it. We can watch it on stream.
On
the Uncensored Anime Podcast.
If we can get to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, we'll watch Fanfare of Adolescence together. Okay.
End of the year. Come on.
Wow, should I make it faster?
I'm about to start shaking hands. No. That's fine. End of the year's fine.
If we can make it to 500 subscribers by the end of the year, we'll watch Fanfare of Adolescence. That's very doable. If you guys can do that for us, we will watch it all.
I'm going to watch it. I don't want to rewatch it.
I want to.
Kenny wants to.
Okay.
Then don't watch it before then, David.
No, David, just don't watch it.
I guess, right. There's other.
You're not going to watch it. Why is he acting like this?
He's got so many other shows. Fanfare's at the top of his list, though. That's the weird part.
Basically, I genuinely think I would give Fanfare Adolescence an 8 out of 10. It was
an 8 out of 10?
It was genuinely
You're
a great show.
You're done. You're done. You're done.
I swear to you, it was an amazing show. If you love boys and you love love, this is the show for you.
Hey, Jerry, it might just be the show for us.
The first episode was absolute hot garbage. So
Wait, did y'all watch the first one?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
one of
was that
the shows you made us watch.
Was I even on the
I'm like on episode
yet?
4.
Kenny, you were
I
on
think I'd
it.
pass that.
Yes, Kenny, don't
No,
you remember?
I
There's
know.
like the weird.
I'd already watched 3, I think. by
There's
the
like a
time.
weird sensei, and they had to go down the path in the back, and they were like, "Oh, someone came up the path from the back."
Yeah,
and I was
don't
like,
worry, Jerry. The
oh.
path comes back, bro.
Oh,
Oh.
how could such an obvious plot device be used again, Kenny? How could I have ever seen
Well,
that one coming?
The path in the back is the path for jockeys, and unfortunately, one of our characters no longer wants to be one, and so.
All right, David, you got anything that'll stump Kenny on this one? Anything Kenny hasn't
So
watched?
my next ones are between
I didn't watch Aharen.
Aharen-San or Tomodachi Game. So
I
you do
watched
Tomodachi Game since we both watched that, and then do Aharen-San with all 3.
No, Kenny didn't watch our
No,
Aharen-San.
I didn't watch.
Oh,
Aharen.
you didn't watch Aharen. Oh,
Neither did Jerry. Why'd you say
I
all 3?
watched.
well,
he
Jerry
said
watched a few
some-
episodes.
I watched over half. I think I watched 6 episodes.
Bro,
Let me check.
I've been leaning.
Also, I found out I watched 4 episodes of Danseur. Episode 5 is when
Oh,
the,
so you're like
episode
so
5 is the episode where the thing you were talking about was on.
Okay, that's my favorite scene all season.
That one killed it. That was the win for you.
It was a great scene.
Well, that scene
Well-
and then the last 2 episodes of Dance Dance Dancer are amazing.
Pretty much, I would actually say just the last 11 episodes of Dance 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 are amazing. That's what I would say, but
The entire season was good.
pretty much.
Let's talk about Aharen-San then, and then we can talk about Tomodachi Game.
Okay,
I
never
mean,
mind.
let's-
I
it's
watched
just you, Dave.
I watched 5 episodes of Aharen-San. I didn't watch episodes 6
Oh.
through.
Okay.
I didn't watch 6 through or through 12. So yeah, I didn't watch the second half.
Okay.
But I can talk about the first half.
Yeah, let's talk about the first.
There's really not a lot. There's not a lot to say about. I don't even think it's going to change much between 6 through 12. If I had to guess, I assume the formula maintains kind of its pace, or does it change up a little bit?
Yeah. So the formula is still the same, where Raito comes in, looks at Aharen-San, and then there's something quirky happening,
Right.
and then he's the straight man to her shenanigans. Basically.
Yeah.
It's like the same thing,
Yeah,
but
2 or 3
classic
short
comedy.
stories essentially clipped together where Aharen and Raito get into some sort of, whether it's they're playing fucking Pokemon Go together, they're learning how to do a YouTube dance tutorial, they're fucking studying for the exam that's coming up.
Yeah.
Things just get.
Dance Tutorial.
I will say that, things get progressively more endearing. It seems like Raito, by episode 5, you can notice that Raito has feelings for her for sure. He's not super explicit about it, but he's pretty clear about oh, I really find that cute, or I really find that part of her very cute, or whatever.
Yeah, there's definitely the feelings between the both of them definitely do progress.
Yeah, you can kind of sense that.
Yeah, and there's the other typical thing with rom-coms is that side characters are introduced and they become kind of characters of the whole group.
There's
so that happens.
the haircutting girl, and there's the little kids. There's the 2 little kids. The one that really doesn't like Aharen and thinks she's evil, and then the little kid that thinks Aharen's the fucking goat.
What?
Yeah.
There's a little kid that thinks Aharen's
You
super
cut
cool.
out for a second.
Oh, sorry.
The fucking goat. I was like, what the hell?
Aharen's the fucking goat. Yeah, no, there's one kid that thinks Aharen's very cool, and so he's like Aharen-san, Sama, calls her God or whatever. And then the other kid is jealous because she clearly likes the boy kid.
Yeah. So it's just that basic kind of formula throughout the whole season, but it's it does it really well. Very endearing, a lot of heartfelt moments. I will say there's more plot progressive things that happen in the very last episode. And they definitely hint. I think there's I don't know how many chapters it adapted, but there's definitely more content. So there will definitely hopefully be more animated content that comes out in the future.
Yeah, there's already 14 volumes of this series, I think, in Japan, and so there's a lot of.
Shit.
I think there's a lot of manga to adapt still.
How many volumes you got, David?
None of
it's
it's not out in English yet. Yeah.
Yeah, which
What?
is unfortunate.
Yeah,
I think is it Jump Plus?
It is. Yeah.
Is it in French though? Does that guy have it in his collection?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about Aharen-san is that it's exactly like it's a type of mood. You know, like if you want something quirky, simple, fast paced, because you're just quickly flipping through three or so stories per episode.
Yeah, you should watch Komi King.
I think there's enough like. I think what maybe sets it apart is that it has enough like small references to like funny stuff. Like there's like some Shonen Jump references, Pokemon references that kind of make it funny and fun in a different way than something like Komi. Especially because Aharen's not mute. She just is a little quiet.
Well, Komi's not mute either.
Komi's not mute. She's just
doesn't talk except for very, very, very infrequently. And
and Aharen doesn't. She talks very quietly. So.
Aharen talks every episode though. That's what I mean. Like she's always talking.
That is true.
Aharen's not like there's like no issue with Aharen's ability to communicate, if that makes sense.
Right. She's just
right.
Yeah.
The whole plot of Komi can't communicate is that she can't
communicate. Yeah, very different.
Right. Yeah. She struggles.
Yeah, Aharen's
There's also a big difference in that like Raito is like pretty intentionally also kind of a weird guy. Which kind of adds a dynamic to Aharen that I actually really enjoy. That because the guy in Komi's kind of lame, to be honest.
No,
Tadano? I like Tadano.
He was like a chunibyo. He had like 8th grader syndrome.
He's the average of the average.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like I'm kind of like it's almost.
But he used to be edgy, right?
It's too explicit to me.
Edgy.
Yeah,
he used to be edgy. That's what I love about it.
No. I like Raito because of how like almost like too stoic. He's like too. Like ridiculous. Like he's as much as he is sometimes the straight man, he's actually part of the comedy just as much. Yeah. Like him and Aharen are the comedy together. Like the two of them are funny together. That's what's great about them. I liked Aharen-San, what I saw. I plan to finish the season. It's only 12 episodes, and I already watched half of it, so I probably will finish it up. It's an easy show to just put on while you're eating, like Kenny said.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to hear what this plot, this like deeper plot David's mentioning is.
Yeah, it's kind of like quick, and it's in like the very last episode, but there is like a step up to
That's interesting.
Something actually happening. I gave it a 7 out of 10. You know,
cool.
A step up from Skeleton Knight.
You gave Skeleton Knight a 7.
No, you gave it a 6. You gave it a 6.
Wait, but I thought you gave. Oh yeah, you're right.
I gave Love After World Domination.
Love After World Domination.
This was like for me like the same type of like.
These ones were See,
like both full package,
both rom-commy, cute, well done.
He gave Skeleton Knight a 2 out of 5, and he gave these ones 3 out of 5.
Okay, Kenny. Did you have any other shows that David and I didn't watch?
I watched.
Did you finish Birdie Wing?
Aoashi. I didn't finish Birdie Wing. I'm on episode 8.
Well, we're gonna save Aoashi until the whole season's over, since it's still going.
And Love All Play as well is also still running. So
okay, let's not talk about that one. So Love All Play, Aoashi.
I watched Tomodachi Game,
and
I finished Healer Girl.
Healer Girl. Did you watch that one, David?
And then, Dance Dance Dancer.
So Tomodachi Game, Healer Girl, Dance Dance Dancer, and that's it for you, Ken?
Yeah.
David, do you have any that isn't those 3?
So my remaining ones are Tomodachi Game, Healer Girl, Spy Family, Dance Dance Dancer.
Oh, so that's all we have left then. Okay.
Yeah.
You guys can pick which of the 3 you want to start with. Tomodachi Game, Dance Dance Dancer, or Healer Girl.
You know, I think this is a great time for us to take a little break and just remind our viewers and listeners that, you know, we are on all streaming platforms. You can find us on Spotify. You can find our video formatted podcast episode on YouTube, and whatever platform you are on, please don't forget to rate us 5 stars, like us, hit subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified about future episodes. We appreciate it. Thank you for the support. And yeah, so let's continue with. So which one of those 4?
Kenny, that was it. He just didn't.
No, David, you should always hold the mic that close.
That's like when you're watching like it's like if you're imagine you're like on TV or whatever, and you're like watching like the newest episode of like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and during the commercials for who like while you're watching it, there's like a commercial for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire that plays. It's like please enjoy Who Wants to Be, and you're like, oh shit, that's what I'm watching right now. That's what just happened. So, it's like an ad break for our own. Thanks for watching, but also keep watching it, guys. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Just a reminder: don't click out of this tab. Just keep it playing.
Yeah, let this play all the way in. Let it play. Okay, which you want? Maybe save Dancer for the end because that's kind of like y'all's top one.
We should. That should be
Tomodachi Game or Healer Girl. Which one?
Tomodachi.
Okay, so basically Tomodachi Game is about Yuki Cross at the Cross Academy.
Motherfucker. I fucking hate the show. No.
It's an academy about vampires and knights, I think. I'm not completely confident, but I'm pretty sure there's a guy named Zero Kiryu. It's a crazy thing, man. Yuki Cross at the Cross Academy.
Yuki Cross at the Cross Academy, baby.
Vaps up, everybody. It's the Vampire Anime Podcast.
Vaps up, baby. Put the vaps up, baby. Vaps up, baby. Vaps up.
Oh my god.
Let's
start
baby.
with Tomodachi Game.
Okay,
So
Tomodachi Game.
Kenny,
I don't care. Either of y'all can go off it. Let's go.
No, it's Kenny's turn.
Okay,
I only watched episode 1. So.
Tomodachi Game. So I would say it's like a. It's like a
It's Squid Game. It's Squid Game.
Yeah. What is that genre?
Death
Why is
game.
it's a death game genre, but there is no death associated. It's all like debts. But basically, like all the games are really fun. I would say this is another show where animation wasn't
Can
great.
I ask? How many of the
be.
games were a lot of the games like only like an episode or 2 long, or was there like half the season one game kind of thing?
One game. The first game is only an episode.
Right.
Although I think it is 2 episodes, but you get like the introduction.
It boils over into episode 2.
A little bit, yeah. And then we only get 2 more games.
Oh, so pretty much those 2 games are just both kind of long and take up the rest of that season.
No, there's technically 4 games total.
Right. The first one is like
because the games
the
2 and 3 make up the majority of the season, but like the last like 2 episodes, there's like a quick game that happened.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the end of the season cliffhangers into the next season, which will be it like gives us the beginning of game 5.
And with this one, there's like a lot. This manga's long.
There's a lot
of manga content in the series.
What is said is they're in the final game right now.
So the manga might finally be ending.
I'm caught up in
but I think it's like 30 volumes or some shit, right?
Also, this seems like it's going to be a long game, possibly. The final game.
Like a 1,000-year Blood War arc game.
Sort of. They're basically
where it was the longest arc of the entire we're in the final arc now, boys.
And
I didn't realize how long that arc was.
It's the longest arc of Bleach.
Same with Wano. I didn't realize how big Wano was until I saw the comparison.
Yeah, fucking Wano is super long. Okay, sorry, I overspoke. There's 20 volumes of the manga.
Yep.
20.
No, that's a lot.
So I mean, it's a lot, but I said 30. So
still running. I hate to say that. I think the anime was great. Genuinely, I think
despite some of the limited animation, you still thought it was a good time.
Yeah, it was just fine. I mean, because the games are interesting. I liked them in the manga. And there's also a lot of, like, they are showing a lot of the subtleties that get revealed later on.
Right.
Early, which is nice.
If you had to pick, though, would you say someone should just go read the manga instead? Or was the anime fine enough?
Yes.
You
should
see, it reminds me of, like, Tokyo Revengers, where I felt like the anime was fine. And you could certainly watch the anime, but to me, you should really just read the manga. The anime just didn't. It was a perfect adaptation. They adapted it just fine, but the manga is still.
Well, Tokyo Revengers adaptation is pretty ass. Let's be honest.
I mean, at least
I would say Tomodachi Game's better.
I'm just saying Tokyo Revengers
adaptation.
Really, you think Tomodachi? So you think Tomodachi actually had less limited animation?
Yeah. I just don't think the animation was that bad. It just was. There's not a lot of crazy animation parts.
Yeah, it didn't need to be either because it's it's pretty like there's nothing that's like super actiony. It's like all like mind games and the most like I guess like artistic things are just like how they like. So basically, there's a game where they're basically playing like live action Monopoly. And they did a lot of animation things with like there'd be like people's messaging. So all these games were being live streamed, and they would animate the messages that people were submitting. And the way that it looked like in the sky, I thought it looked pretty cool. So things like that, like where they could kind of up the animation a little bit, they did. But overall, it was only like a few parts where it was like really, I think, like beneficial or necessary.
Right.
But yeah, I would agree with Kenny. I would just read it, and also the art in the manga is actually like pretty good too.
It looked pretty good. What I've seen. That's
I think one of the things
I feel like the anime might have oversimplified some of the manga's art.
Yeah,
I think that like Yuichi in particular, the way his face slowly gets more, I don't know, like evil in the manga is way better than the anime.
Oh, okay. See, that's interesting. That's very interesting.
Also, but I will say the opening song for Tomodachi Game is my top 3 favorite songs.
I mean, like, okay, like look at this.
I fucking love that.
I kind of want to. I don't think they really need to. Look at this photo of you.
Oh yeah, really solid.
that
very line.
that
very good
art!
line work.
Holy shit!
Yep.
That looks so good.
Okay. I might try them. I wish it was physically in English, but I don't think it's going to happen at this point.
Yeah.
It could maybe
20 volumes already.
I think the anime was pretty well received,
Yeah.
so it could maybe change.
I'm not holding my breath, I guess. 20 volumes, monthly series.
I wouldn't be surprised if they like turn them into omnibuses.
I guess 10 2-in-1 omnibuses like Alice in Borderland maybe.
Yeah, or like
That wouldn't be too bad.
High-Rise Invasion.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess I'm not going to hold my breath on that one, but I just don't. It still kind of flew under the radar, despite it being one of the shows people were excited about last season. I still feel like it felt a little under the radar. You know?
Yeah, I don't think people stayed with it.
No,
I think the hype was there and then it died really, really quickly.
Yes.
I think all the hype went to Spy Family.
yeah, pretty much. Spy Family definitely. And Comey season 2 is airing this season, so some
Yeah.
people are really excited.
Lots
yeah.
of season 2s,
Oh,
right?
Kaguya,
Shield
which
Kaguya,
none of us watched. Yeah.
Kaguya season 3
or
really.
your boy Kong Ming, which none of us watched.
We're gonna
either.
save that.
Wait, David, you watched that one?
We're saving Kong Ming for later
Hold it.
because it had a lot of really unexpected hype.
Yep.
So we are going to
Yeah.
save Kong Ming for a later episode. So sorry to all of you that were hoping to see Kong Ming in this
Okay,
episode.
David.
We will be talking about later. Any additional thoughts on Tomodachi Game, David?
No,
From what Kenny added?
I gave
I'd say,
my personal score 7.
Oh yeah, score. Yeah, I'd say 7 too. Actually, maybe 6.
Okay, you guys are talking it up enough that it sounds like if someone wanted to at least try it and really was not
Yeah.
much of a manga reader, they could still try it and have a good time with this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Like so,
I feel that way.
the thing
But
that the show did really well, I felt so like I was watching it week to week, and every episode would end with a cliffhanger,
Right.
and it did it in a way where I was excited to keep watching.
Okay, I'll watch
So
this.
that was one of the things that kept me watching. To be honest,
Right.
was
It's
that
probably a fun
I wanted to know
binge.
what happened next week. Yeah,
probably a fun.
I
binge.
think so. I think it'd be a fun binge
This
too.
type of manga that
Isn't
Kenny,
right.
if Kenny hadn't already read the manga, he would have watched episode 1, and then we would have heard from him next week, and he'd be like, "Oh, I read all 20 volumes." You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
unfortunately, cliffhanger shitty ass shows.
Kenny's like,
that,
I'm just
they
gonna read it all.
I'll just read it all. I'm like, oh, there's 250 chapters. Yeah, I can.
I'll knock it out.
Yeah. I'm like, and then I'll finish the game. Maybe go to the next one. Oh, the next one sounds interesting. Guess I'll just read the next one too.
Wait, did you do that with Tokyo Revengers?
Yeah, he did.
You watched
That-
episode 1 and you just read it all?
Tokyo Revengers. I did that with Alice in the Borderlands. I do it with a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's unfortunate, you know. I was laughing.
He's
the
just
other
got a
day.
crippling addiction to pirated manga. Okay, David.
I was like
got a crippling
watching you.
addiction.
I was watching you read manga in the living. I saw you reading manga in the living room. I was like, damn, David reads manga a lot. And I was like, I read manga a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you read manga.
I was like, oh,
Then you saw
damn.
me. You went to your computer and like opened like all 20
Yeah, I
of
was
your
like,
tabs, and you're like,
shit. I was like, shit.
God damn it. God damn
Hey,
it.
webtoons got me right now. I'm reading like 7 webtoons every single week.
I don't know how you do the webtoons, man. I just can't.
They're easy. They're easy binges. It's like 3 minutes on your phone and you're just scrolling. Like
I still need to start leveling
hardcore leveling warrior.
hardcore leveling warrior.
That's
yeah.
Kenny's like he's on it.
I would
hear-
say omniscient reader.
the rumor around time is Solo Leveling is finally going to get like a full anime adaptation, so I'm curious what that'll be like.
Solo
Yeah.
leveling, oddly enough, has the exact same plot as like every other. So many webtoons have that same plot. I would say.
Did they steal it from Solo Leveling, or was it some other way around? Or
I don't know. I think it comes from one thing. It's
yeah,
gotta.
it's got to
right?
be. There's got to be some starting point that kind of led it all in
Yeah.
one direction. But that's interesting.
Yeah, it's like
Harry Styles.
All right, boys. So Tomodachi Game, great. Let's get into another one of y'all's favorite, which I fell off of, obviously, but I just don't know how to
Healer
go back
Girl.
to it. Talk
Jerry,
about
it
Healer.
was so
Talk to me about
fucking
Healer Girl.
good.
I mean, fuck
Okay,
it. Talk to me about
Okay,
it, boys.
I'll talk about Healer
first
Girl.
of all, oh, you go ahead.
No,
You guys, y'all are too excited.
what's Kenny's first of all?
Healer
The
Girl.
the music in Healer Girl.
Oh my god, it was so fucking.
Okay,
You're
David,
so
tell me.
Honestly, I fuck Spy Family, fuck Dance Dancer. If you're listening, if you have not watched Healer Girl, you need to watch fucking Healer Girl because it will put you in the feels. Okay, so Healer Girl.
I heal you. I feel you.
heal you.
Something like that, right?
I feel
it's
you, then I heal you.
So good.
I
Okay,
feel
so
you.
Healer Girl is a show set where in this world it's like typical Earth, typical Japan, but there are people who are you can get into the career of being a songstress. They're called healers, and you can sing, and your songs have magic abilities to where they can soothe and heal those that are suffering from, sicknesses or ailments or whatever. So these people are in this world. They're like basically like certified like doctors, and they are knowledgeable of sicknesses, of what's the word when you have like symptoms. They're very knowledgeable of symptoms and what those could lead to, and they go through this school where they're taught by a rank A or like a rank 1 healer, hot mommy, yes,
mommy,
fucking mommy,
and they go through these regimens where they're practicing like harmonizing, they're practicing reading music, like even like knowing how to play instruments, but primarily learning how to sing and use their voices to heal people. So this is let me give you some facts real quick. So Healer Girl is an original anime. It's a musical anime, and the voice actors. It's a musical anime. Yep, not a idol show. It is a musical
anime.
And the voice actors for all these characters also do the singing, and they're all amazingly talented singers. So this is an original anime done by Studio 3HZ. I'm assuming that's pronounced 3 Hertz, or I'll just say 3HZ.
That's a
apparently there's a
what?
Oh, okay. So this was originally an anime, but they created a manga adaptation of the anime.
Oh yeah, that happens. That pretty much always happens.
That's pretty fucking cool. So yeah, so that's the entire plot. So we follow three main girls who are training to be healers. I think there's Remy, there's I have to look it up, Kana and Hibiki.
Right.
And they go through their training, they go through like internships, they meet other healers in training, and in every episode there's like at least, I think, minimum 2 songs, and the songs are fucking magical and amazing.
Yeah, I love every song, oh man,
I definitely sobbed. I'm not gonna lie. The boy sobbed in at least 4 of the 12 episodes because of just like hearing the music, reading the lyrics,
oh my God,
and seeing the impact of the song on the person that they're healing. I'm just like, oh my God, my soul is getting crushed by these emotions right now. So yeah, I loved Healer Girl. It's definitely top 3 anime of the season for me that I've been watching. So yeah, anything that you wanted to add to that, Kenny?
Healer Girl is excellent. I pretty much love this. I would love to see more shows like this. I would even love to see shows that are like not necessarily mainly about being a musical. Like I would like to see like a sports musical in high school, like maybe starring like Zac Efron or.
Oh my God.
I'm really curious how they do like English casting for shows like this, though.
I don't know. Oh yeah, the musical stuff is gonna be tough. I don't know if they'll do it in English.
Because I mean, this is like the entire project was made for the purpose of like Japanese seiyus who are also singers, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and also Kenny, I realized I didn't know this, but apparently like after watching the first 2 episodes of Kong Ming, your boy Kong Ming, it's like the same thing. It's a musical show.
No
not
way.
An idol show?
Yeah, not an idol show.
Huh.
God.
Like the first episode had 3 like
shows?
Yeah, I don't know if they were original songs, but the girl that's singing in the show, she's saying like 3 songs in the first episode, and I think she's saying that in the second episode too. And it's good.
Who is Kong Ming? Isn't he from like Romance of the Three Kingdoms?
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. We'll get into it on the episode, guys.
Yeah,
we all will know.
Yeah. But yeah, so Kenny and I loved Healer Girl.
I loved Healer Girl.
I gave
Rank it,
an
boys.
8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10.
I gave it 8
Wow,
out of 10.
a double 8. That is a 16 out of 20, boys.
Yep. Double 8.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Wow.
I mean,
that's an 80 out of 100.
I liked episode 1.
It's a 4 out of 5.
I will consider doubling back just because of how highly you guys rated it. It sounds.
Not Fanfare, though? I put that at the same level.
I'm gonna consider doubling back for Healer Girl. It sounds really fun. It sounds interesting.
It's like and like Jerry, you're into singing. You love to sing.
I do.
So it's like
But Jerry, you love to.
I think that relation.
You feel like the drama kind of pumped up a little bit though, or not? Because I felt like it was a little. I guess in the first episode it felt a little melodramatic to me. It was probably one of my critiques of the show. With like especially like when the girl like rushed in to save the old lady like with her music, like it just came off as a little melodrama in a show. I don't know. Did you guys feel like the drama picked up in good ways or bad? Or
I think. Like you go.
All anime is melodramatic, and so I really didn't feel it was sort of out of place. I guess.
I'm not gonna lie, Kenny kind of a point. But I will say though, like the last episode. So my one critique of the show, like the reason why it's not a 9 for me is that the last episode was definitely felt like the pacing was all over the place. It felt really rushed, and they did like these mini time skips where I had to double back and like try to like I was like, oh wait, is this like 3 months in the future? Like,
what?
Did they like started their internships and they're already done? It was like, oh, I didn't really like notice or catch the skip there.
They all became professional healer girls that fast.
Yeah,
not professional, but they like went from like D's to B's basically.
Wow,
like their boobs shrunk. They went from D's to B's. And there was also like there was some conflict between the three of them because there was like one episode where they couldn't harmonize and they were like getting mad at each other. But
they were like, it's because I think both of you are so much better than me. But all three girls were
I feel you.
You're like, no, it's you both that are better than me.
They like all three had imposter syndrome with the other two. So it was kind of like.
So there's how many girls that are good friends? So there's
three.
There's three lead female singers. Is there a couple songs where all three of them might sing?
Yeah. Absolutely, a lot of them. Yeah.
Well, I mean, looking at the makeup of this podcast here, maybe we need to release the UAP cover. No.
Oh shit!
I feel you.
Okay.
So I feel you.
Wait.
What about the WAP mixtape though?
The WAP. Okay, here's the deal. If you guys want to hear the Healer Girl cover, get in the comments down below.
Get in the comments.
And just throw up the hashtag UAP heal, hashtag UAP heal. Put that hashtag, and that's going to signal us. WAP heal. Throw that in the comments, and we will do a cover of the official Healer Girl song. We'll do the full song.
The opening song. Song.
Fully recorded. Yeah, right. We'll do a fully
3 minutes.
All right, so Healer Girl was great. You guys had a good time.
All right, Healer Girl was great.
Let's talk about
last two, baby. Last two.
Triple D, Ed and Eddie, Danseur.
Wait, before we do the last two shows, can we do some honorable mentions of the season real quick?
Shows you didn't finish, essentially, or
what shows?
Yeah, just some honorable mentions.
Yeah,
so, okay.
I assume it shows you didn't finish.
Yeah, let's start honorable mentions.
So spring 2022 also had Kaguya-sama season 3.
And
we got news for more Kaguya-sama content, which is cool. I haven't watched any of Kaguya-sama. I was going to binge it all this season, but I didn't even start. I started episode 1, and I fell asleep.
Y'all don't even want to know.
Kenny reads the manga, probably.
I've been reading it before the anime came out.
Oh my god!
Are you still reading it weekly?
Hey, bro.
Oh well, okay. I think as of this recording, there's 14 more.
I think it's monthly, David. I think it's monthly.
I read whenever mangas are updated. Okay, I don't know. I don't pay that.
Wait, so when we were so recent news state that there are 14 chapters remaining at the moment of this recording for Kaguya-sama.
Manga's about to.
So does that mean 14 more months?
Wait, maybe it is weekly. Let's double check.
I thought it was weekly.
It runs in.
Kenny actually reads it, so he would know better.
No, you're right, David.
20 pages.
It runs in Weekly Young Jump, which is the seinen version of Weekly Shonen Jump.
I know how many pages are in every chapter.
How many pages are in every chapter?
18 to 20.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's a weekly then. Okay, so 14 more weeks of Kaguya-sama, then it's done forever.
Yeah,
apparently.
I think it should.
And I think it's already been confirmed for another season, which I presume will be a conclusive season. Like they'll just do the rest of it. I saw that as well. So
okay, so
I've never watched it. I did read the first 2 chapters the other day. I thought it was kind of interesting.
It's pretty cute. I like it.
I've read the first volume.
Okay, yeah, I read the first 2 chapters.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just seems a little
like typical rom-com.
Nothing about it really like jolts out at me in the first 2 chapters. It's not something I would traditionally read, is all. So if I read more of it, it's mainly just out of pure curiosity as to why people love it so much. But it's definitely not in my typical like stuff when I'm looking to read or watch something. It's not something I would go for. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's I don't know. I think it's a cute one, and it's because they like from the beginning of the show, you already know that they both like each other, right? So it's like there's no stress in that aspect, and I think that makes it really soft and easy to consume.
Yeah.
Is it hella campy like Rag, Kenny?
No, I actually don't think so. It's just like cute fun. It's not even very sexual. I don't think. Like I'm thinking back.
I don't see any. I don't think it's.
It's like
it's just wholesome as fuck.
It's just wholesome.
Which is really weird because it does run in a seinen manga magazine, which makes things even weirder.
Yeah,
I still don't.
It's
really
basically
fully understand that.
It's two tsunderes that are in love with each other.
Although the Kaguya-sama OVA is very sexual, so if you do want something 18 plus,
go the beach episode.
No, it's a bath episode. They like bathe. There's a lot of boobies.
Wow.
Yeah. If anyone wants to watch the Kaguya-sama OVA, go.
I believe they are seniors in high schools.
Yeah, go have a good time with that, I guess.
So there's that.
Kaguya. Yes.
Honorable mention. Komi Can't Communicate. Season 1, Part 2.
Season 1, Part 2, or Season 2. I'm tired of all this. Like
I'm saying,
I'm tired of
Season
this,
1,
man.
Part 2. Netflix
Season 1, Part 2.
Episodes, Seasons 1, Episode 13, 14, 15, etc.
I'm just tired of this stuff. Like we're about to get Attack on Titan Season 4, Part 3. And it was released over like 3 years, dude. Like I'm tired of this. Like take a season off. Like break shit. Just do the damn season. And if you take time off, great. That's 2 separate seasons. Just quit.
Season 5, Season 6.
Like this whole. I mean, Spy Family is about to be the next one where it's like we just got a season, but really we got half a season because they're claiming that Season 1, Part 2 is what's coming out in the fall. But we're taking a whole season off. So it's like it's kind of conclusive for the time being, but I don't know.
It's I don't know the reasoning behind it. If it's like
even Stranger Things is
budget or
Stranger
Stranger
Things
maybe
season 4.
It's just a thing to do now.
Although
maybe
I think that's more
craze.
I think that's more like a Netflix. I think they didn't want Stranger Things to just be out and over in like a month, and so this is just extending the amount of time people.
I do think technically, if you had watched one episode a week between the first drop and the new drop, you would have just finished.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think they released just enough that if they had been releasing it weekly, it would have all just been released weekly. But you know what I mean? Like there's just something like that.
Wait, when does it come out? It comes out tonight, right?
It comes out tonight.
Like tonight.
Live at 12 or something?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I may stay up. Oh, we should get some Mountain Dew, bro.
Kenny, some people work.
David? He was in a meeting all afternoon. It was like
okay, David.
So there's Komi. Other honorable mention, your boy Kong Ming. We've all said it before.
We are gonna watch it. Don't let all of you listening. We're gonna watch Kong Ming. Okay.
I think that's a show that like was under a lot of. I don't know if people were anticipating that show before it dropped.
No,
but
this is one of those shows that like it didn't really have any traction until it came out and people freaked out about it.
Is it this season's Odd Taxi?
Kind of, in some ways, except Kong Ming's based off a manga. So if there was anyone who had read, I believe it's based off a manga. So if anyone had read it, I'm sure there were people more like Tokyo Revengers, probably, where it's like prior to Tokyo Revengers anime coming out, nobody really cared about Tokyo Revengers.
Demon Slayer kind of like thing of like
it's like it just took an anime.
Before the anime came out, it was nothing, and then anime dropped, and people were flipping.
It just took an anime coming out for it to actually get people hype, but. Kong Ming is a manga. Yes, it started as a manga, starting in 2019.
Okay. And also other thing, Rising of the Shield Hero, which apparently a lot of people were disappointed. I'm like halfway through season 2 myself, and it is not the greatness season 1 was. So I'm not really sure what happened there, but it's kind of disappointing, but. And then I think this is the last one. Or I guess 2 technically.
Come on, David, let's get it out.
Okay. Shikamori's Not Just a Cutie.
Yep.
Did either of you finish that one or no?
I did not finish it.
I didn't finish it either.
I read the manga.
It kind of seemed
halfway
boring to
through
me.
it.
After I got it, I was like, it kind of fell off a little from the first episode, in my opinion. But
wow.
Yeah.
But his mom didn't stop being hot. I gotta be
accurate.
The mama though.
No, the hottest mom of the season to me is still fucking
Your Forger?
No, Aoashi's mom.
Ashito's mom?
Ashito's mom's so hot, dude. But
Damn.
Yor is definitely that's tough actually. Yours
close second. What about Maria?
What about
from Healer
Yor
Girl?
though?
So many hot moms, dude. This was the season of hot moms. That's
This
what we
was
learned.
a mom.
It was a
mom
fucking
season,
mom-tastic season.
This was
honestly.
a big mommy season. For
Yeah,
sure.
I'm all about the big mommies, dude.
Big mommy energy.
And then like last one, I'm just like flipping through the live chart just to make sure that we did. Okay, a sentence of a bookworm. I've heard really good things about that. I've been wanting to start that.
Swipe.
Yeah.
What was this honorable mentions tab for?
He just wanted to talk about
other ones that came out this season.
And it's true. There was a lot of returning shows that we either didn't watch
that
or
people were hyped for.
Yeah, that some people were definitely excited about. Not really in our zone. So they're honestly, if any of y'all did watch some of these shows that came back, jump in the comments. Tell us a little bit about them. Were they a good season? I know that Joseph, one of our longtime viewers, he was really disappointed in our critique of the first episode of Kunoichi Tsubaki. And he is just seems
Joseph, man.
honestly. I think
better anime.
I think you had a great time this season with it. So Joseph, please get in the comments. This is our direct.
Get in the comments.
Tell
us.
I have heard that this show got better over the season. So
Joseph, get in the comments. Let us know.
Get in the comments.
And the only other honorable mention.
Get us to 501 subscribers, and we'll watch Kunoichi Tsubaki.
We're gonna jump in to kind of the best shows of the season, in our opinion. And before we get into it, we do need to at least mention, I personally think that the other contender really was Aoashi. I think that it had a really good first half. There's still more to come. It's a really very strong character drama for a sports show. And anyone who is not checking it out yet, yes, Blue Lock does come out in the fall. So right as Aoashi ends, Blue Lock will start. No, they don't really have as much overlap as you might think, other than the fact that they're both about soccer. They really are not very narratively similar, in my opinion, right? Yeah. So
they play two different positions.
If you want something a little more
different,
a little more personal, a little more wholesome, you might want to go for something like Aoashi. It's got a little bit more of that classic sports anime manga vibe to me. And Production IG, as usual, they're really well known for doing sports anime. They knocked it out of the park with this show. So I do think we'll do a full review when the full season wraps up at the end of summer. Because it is definitely one of those shows I want to talk more about. But let's get into the second show here. Kenny might say this was the best one. David,
you know how David did that shit earlier about Healer Girl? Fuck Healer Girl. Fuck Spy X Family. Dance Dance Dancer was the best goddamn show of this season of anime, and it wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close, David.
Dance Dance Dancer had the best opening, best ending.
Boom.
It had the best animation. It had the most endearing story, the best characters. Junpei is seriously one of the best main characters there is. He pretty much just speaks his mind no matter what. He's headstrong. He's actually really similar to a lot of like really good, confident shonen protagonists, like I don't know, Gon or Yusuke or Luffy.
Oh my God, you're getting fucked.
I just pretty much
got that Tokyo Revenger's neck, baby.
Combo breaker.
The long neck tribe.
The worst part about this fucking show is that they only made 11 goddamn episodes,
and they should have made more.
12 or 13.
That is weird.
There should have been.
That's great.
Well, the ending though, Kenny, was great.
Here's the deal.
So good.
I watched.
He finally oh my God.
I watched
like
only 4 episodes, so I need to watch a lot more. I thought I watched like 6 or 7, but I actually only watched 4. So I have a lot to catch up on this one because
fake friends.
I do think the 4 episodes I watched though were quite good. Very much structured like a traditional sports show, but with a very personal twist. I feel like I think it's a shonen or a seinen sport show, right? I think it is.
I think it's seinen.
I think it's. But
there are a lot of seinen aspects.
But I believe the creator of this series is more known for doing shoujo and josei works, if I'm remembering correctly. I think most of their other popular works are shoujo and josei.
So created by George Asakura,
yep,
who has made josei series.
Yeah,
I actually feel like Junpei is like a shonen protagonist splashed into a shoujo manga.
No, that's exactly what the great appeal of Danseur is. Definitely like it is a cross of it blends a lot of the elements that you might see traditionally in some of those demographics that you don't always get, and that's what made the first couple episodes very strong. It's also animated by Mappa, right?
Yes.
Studio
Yeah.
Mappa. And there's 23 volumes of the manga.
Mappa's just good at what they do. Yeah, they're just good at what they do.
Dance is just excellent. Okay.
And that it reminded me a little bit of Yuri on Ice in some regards, like animation wise, because that's also Mappa. And I think that's what's some of the gorgeous choreography that comes with the dancing, and some of the choreography that goes with the just some very. I don't know if there's any. There's probably some Mappa staff that overlaps between the two shows. But I don't know if it's like the same director or same any of that. But it might be. But there felt like some influences for sure. But you guys finish it, and you said that it just gets better and better with every episode, essentially.
I pretty much was ready for episode 12, and I was upset that 11 was the last one.
This person was the director for One Piece Strong World, Sailor Moon Crystal, Zombie Land Saga, Kakegurui.
Oh, that's dope.
And they were director of One Piece for 3 years.
Wow,
so.
That's great.
Yeah,
great that they got to do this show. They seem to have done a really good job. So.
They killed it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
Yeah, basically, if you haven't seen Dance Dance Dancer, you got to. I would say the show is a 10 out of 10.
Wow, there it is, guys.
This is a perfect show, and I don't know. There's pretty much not else to say.
So one thing that I will mention, and I won't spoil it for you, Jerry, because I think you should.
I am gonna. This is one of those ones that like you guys could spoil Fanfare of Adolescence and Healer Girl. I don't really care that much, but this one I actually am. I'm like shit. I actually I need to go watch this.
Yeah, I will not spoil, but so first let's take a step back. So we talked about this in our 13 episode first impressions podcast episode, but this show is basically about a boy who discovers ballet, gains a love for it, and his friends and his family at first are apprehensive, and they're like, man, you don't do ballet, that's for women, don't fucking do that shit, stick to karate, stick to Jeet Kune Do. And he listens, does Jeet Kune Do, but then as he gets older, he kind of rediscovers that he actually wants to really go all into ballet. Right. So he goes into ballet, finds a studio. He kind of stumbles into his he stumbles. He falls like for a girl. He's like, oh, this girl's cute, and the girl pulls him to a ballet studio. So he's kind of he's torn between dancing for a little bit, between dancing and doing Jeet Kune Do, then decides to go all into dancing. And I think that's where up to the point where you stopped watching, Jerry.
Pretty much Junpei is
where I stopped, David. Old boy started coming to school, the weird kid. And in that experience, Junpei starts to realize like, I don't want to be a cool kid. I want to dance. And then they start dancing, and they started practicing because he was originally going to play like baseball, I think. And then he shifted.
Soccer.
Was it soccer? Whatever. He was going to go play another sport.
He was going to soccer camp.
He was going to miss a ballet thing for soccer or whatever, some other sport. And then he eventually realizes, oh, I need to flip. Starts practicing for this role that he's going to play in the ballet. It was like a ballet performance or camp or something. And that's where I got to. Because although Luo was still, she's kind of like figuring out. Did you see Luo get bullied?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did.
And then you saw the scene with him like dancing.
Yes.
Okay.
I just find
also beautifully animated
that
scene.
Character. I don't know. That character was a little abrasive for me, but I think he could grow on.
He's a very, very complex character.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Luo. I'm gonna say Luo is the main character from the shoujo. Luo is the the sort of edgy. I don't know what's the word for like aloof. The aloof sort of pretty boy.
Aloof pretty boy.
A Lancer?
That is the. I wouldn't even say no. He's like the main.
I like the aloof pretty boy. I think that's pretty much what he is from what I saw. So he's the aloof pretty boy,
and often that's the main character in a shoujo.
Yeah, you're gonna have, or at least the main love interest.
Yeah, guess what, my boy Junpei.
I think this show does tackle really well some themes of abuse victims. There's just the last few episodes get really heavy for Lou. And I'll just leave it at that. But it's what made me like the show even more than I already was like enjoying it. So
it's very rare that you can read such a strong. It's just very rare you can watch such a strongly scripted drama like play out through the eyes of like what seems like, or I mean, even just through simple things, because you know that the girl and Luo, there's clearly a deep history there, some sort of past that I didn't get to, but you guys got to see a lot more because you finished the season.
Correct.
But,
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm about to say we pretty much see their whole past.
it's like very clear that something
Eventually,
is
yeah.
there, and I think that's what makes it such a strong drama. And it's great to have such strongly scripted anime out there. And shout out to George Asakura. Is that what it was? Something like that?
George Asakura.
Shout out to-
George Asakura is the mangaka.
Yeah, shout out to them because it seems like they've written one hell of an endearing story. And I hope they make another season. Honestly, I hope they do.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of content. I don't know how many chapters were adapted in these
I gotta
first
start
11
reading the
episodes.
mangas.
I'm going to say 24
But-
volumes. That's a lot.
Yeah.
So
23 volumes and it's still ongoing.
I'd
So-
say even at a very fast pace, they adapted maybe less than half of what's out, and that's if they were moving super fast. They probably only adapted like a third of what's out or something. Okay,
Probably,
David, how do
yeah.
you rank it? Because Kenny said 10 out of 10.
I
Get
gave
out
it
there,
I
best-
gave it a 9.
Best show of the season. Best show of the season.
All right.
Best show of the season.
Like it had two of my favorite scenes in this whole season.
Wow.
One of them being the best scene this whole.
Okay, I'll take it. Boys, we have arrived.
Here we are.
The only show that I watched this season, which it's sad.
The one show.
I
Jerry
watched it
watches
every
anime,
week.
he
I watched
watches
it every
one-
week. I watched this
one
show every
show.
week. Didn't miss an episode of it, which it's funny because it only covered this season of it actually covered exactly all of the manga that I had read. It
Oh,
did
wow.
not literally the last episode, the episode before. Well, first off, the last episode is actually like an extra chapter that they adapted and turned into the last episode. The second to last episode was the last chapter that I had read. So I literally was like, "Holy shit!" So
Like the first 3 volumes.
yeah, something like that. It's 3, I think. But it's crazy because it was perfect because now I have time to read ahead so that I don't get
Sure.
left in the dust for the next half of the season. But we've got to talk about Spy Family, boys. Spy Family.
What is Spy Family?
Yeah, Jerry, what's...
Here's the deal about Spy Family, because I'm sure no one listening has no idea what Spy Family is. At this point, it's pretty much one of the biggest phenomenons, which the worst part is like everyone saw it coming. This was not like a Tokyo Revenger situation. We all knew. Everyone knew Spy Family was going to be a phenomenon. It was already one of the top 10 best-selling manga in Japan last year, in 2021, before the anime came out. So we all knew this was headed to phenomenon territory, and the anime really just had to hold itself to a certain standard for it to get by on that, and it did exactly what it needed to do. New fans watched the show and fell in love, as expected, because we all knew the manga was great. And old fans were super impressed by some of the technical animation that was used, as well as just some of the great voice acting performances and overall presentation of the show. So, really great job. So, Spy Family stars the lead character, Twilight, also known as Lloyd Forger. That is his incognito name, as he has now been assigned a new spy mission. He is an international spy where he has to infiltrate a sort of like a political situation, and in order to do that, he needs to get in cahoots with a political leader whose child attends a school. So in order to do that, he has to adopt a small child, which he adopts Anya, who happens to be, surprise, a telekinetic telekinetic. Is that what you would call it?
Like
Psychic.
Ness.
She's a psychic.
Just like Ness.
Yeah, she can
She's
hear
an
people.
Esper?
She can hear people's
Esper.
thoughts.
Yeah.
She's an Esper?
Surprise! So now the super spy has adopted a super-powered child to help him infiltrate this circumstance. But obviously, to make the ruse make sense, he's got to have a fake wife too. He stumbles upon the beautiful Yor, who he takes in as his fake wife, and surprise, she has a secret life as well. She is a top-tier assassin. And the series essentially follows the three of them and their misadventures as they navigate this new life together, keeping their three different secret lives secret, as well as slowly trying to complete the spy mission that Lloyd was assigned in order to help bring unity to, well, it's in Germany, I think, right? To Germany.
Like literally.
Some
I
peace
think
to
it's called
Germany.
something else.
Yeah, fake Germany.
The whole thing is
Um,
Western Eastern Germany.
Yeah, very much so. It's also kind of set in the past, to my understanding. Like, I don't know if this
Yeah.
was the exact year, but it's in the past. That's the basic premise, and it is a blend of action comedy. It's essentially an action comedy is what I would call it.
Yeah.
Slice of life action comedy.
Slice of life action comedy is kind of where it falls. It has some really great action moments, but mostly leans into the slice of life comedy aspects of the series. So
yeah.
There's like a couple scenes where it's like I wish there were like more action scenes in the first couple volumes, because the times where we saw it animated with like you fighting,
they went all out every time. Every time there was an action scene, isn't it Wit and Mappa that are doing this one?
Cloverworks.
Oh, Cloverworks, Wit and Cloverworks. Every time there was an action scene, you can tell they went all out because they were like, why not? Just because they're so few and far between. Some of my favorites obviously are when Yor is drunk and boxes Lloyd. That's a really great moment. What else was a really solid one? I think I think one of the early action scenes when they're running from the people and Lloyd proposes, fake proposes, really solid scene as well. Really great action sequences. Oh, the dodgeball scene is inarguably
so good.
It might be one of the greatest technical achievements of all anime, right there.
With the big boy, right?
Yes. Oh my God, Anya's special attack animation was absolutely superfluous. Like, just the most ridiculous thing I've ever watched. But you can't look away. I mean, just such a beautiful scene. The whole dodgeball scene is, was it second to last episode or third to last, something like that?
It was like episode 10.
Yeah, close
reading
to the end.
Reading it in the manga, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to see this animated, because I think I got to that point in the manga after the season aired. But the episode didn't come out yet.
Did you guys notice the big guy and his dad had like the same voice actor? I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah, I think it was the same. I was like, are you shitting me?
I didn't even notice that.
So many great golden comedy moments in this show. I mean, it's just so aggressively funny. And it's also sweet and endearing. And there are so many great moments where, whether it's Yor coming to terms with her not realizing she's the perfect mom, whether it's Anya realizing she has to help Lloyd accomplish the mission. Obviously, there's a really solid moment when the one admissions guidance counselor, or he's admissions counselor, essentially, or teacher, and he is calling out the normalcy of Anya or whatever, and fucking Lloyd has to whack that mosquito or whatever he says, had to hit the bug or whatever. What is
Anya crying is like, it's the way that they animate. I think there's like two major scenes where she's crying, and the second one when she's in the school and she's like trying to apologize to Desmond.
Yeah,
and she's just like, I'm so sorry. Like, I just want to be your friend. And then like the animation of the flowers and everything like blowing past Desmond.
And Desmond, he's like,
he's in love. He loves Anya. And
also, of course, the little kid trope. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Whenever little kids are in love, they just fight with each other. Right, guys?
Yeah.
I didn't realize like how like just like realistic this show was in terms of like how kids act, how families act, like what the lengths parents go to perpetuate their child's like imagination to like support them, like the very last episode where they're Lloyd and Yor are like behind their toys and they're like voicing the toys and like on like a little secret spy mission,
right,
just to make Anya happy. It's just like, damn, like parents in real life like go through those lengths to like make their kids happy. So
there's this idea, like, as much as it's a funny show, it's a cute show, there's a very core theme that underlies this, which is this concept of like found family, which is a really common theme in anime and manga. You think of shows like One Piece and even Naruto. Shonen manga especially, this idea that like the people in your life can become the family or the people that are most important to you. I think that Spy Family does it better than any other show before it has done it. It's such a powerful thematic device that they've done in a way that you can laugh, you can cry with them, you can live with them. You're pretty much living out this adventure, this experience with the three of them. Whether it's fucking Yor and Lloyd's fake kiss that they almost did, like, just so for Yuri to keep Yuri happy, just so many quality moments. And Wit and Cloverworks clearly understood this, and even when they're padding the pacing a little bit or slowing it down a little bit, it always sort of worked for me as a pace. Nothing about the show felt fast or slow, even when they were speeding it up or slowing it down. And I think that's just because whoever the director, the animation director, the team behind it was, they understood the true like depth of what was happening, and they were able to convey it in a way that it really connects with the audience. And I think that as a fan of the manga, I had a really great time. Obviously, I've read all the material that was in this season. I still loved rewatching it in this form because you can feel it differently. It's emotionally a little bit different. You're going to feel something different when a different artist is communicating that to you. And this is the perfect example of the type of like, it's just a really good adaptation is what I'll say. It's a really good adaptation of the material. And you just don't get that all the time.
The whole time Jerry went through that, guys, Leo, David's cat, was just eating his own ass, just going right at it. For all the viewers out there, you can see Leo just
anyone who watches this on YouTube, Leo is just going to town.
Just eating that ass. Just
Leo
eating that ass.
Is
His legs were like fully up over
He's not eating his ass. He's thigh.
Yeah, well, his legs were fully up over his head a second ago.
I'm over here talking about found family.
Look at that.
I'm not going to interrupt him. Just let him do his thing.
I'm over here thinking about talking about found family, profound theming, great directing, and Leo's just like.
No, I agree with all those sentiments. Spy Family is great.
I have very little critique of the show. I think that if you like the theme and you like that I think the anime pretty much put it all together. The only small qualm I might have is that there are some moments where it did feel like there was some technical anime failures, type thing where they had to use some limited animation. And I kind of noticed that a lot more sometimes. Just the more and more anime you watch, you start to notice where they had to maybe cut some corners. And I think that maybe for some manga viewers, they might be disappointed by some of the. It was filler, kind of, is what happened. Like some episodes got padded out a little bit more. A really good example is the one where they go to the castle, and that all happens in the manga. That's all in the manga, but it takes place over like 4 pages. They pretty much turned it into like a full episode of the show. And for me, that was a blast. I think they did a really good job expanding on that scene. All of the action in that scene was really great to watch. It was beautifully animated, and it's all still content. It's not like they lied. You know what I mean? It's not like it's real filler where it's like they completely made it up. It was just expanded content. They paced it a little bit differently. Kind of let you hang on some different parts. And for me, it just made that fist fight between Yor and Lloyd all the better. Then in the manga, it's like a one-panel thing, and you can almost miss it. It just communicates a different emotion when you get to watch something take place where they're bouncing and jumping and all this stuff. You just feel something a little differently. But overall, I think this is maybe one of my favorite shows of 2022 so far. When it comes to just in general, I think that Spy Family is really just, it was a joy to watch and a really, really good time. So
yeah, and shout out to the opening, 4th best of the season, but
what's the name of the band this is the same band that did the opening for Tokyo?
Oh yeah, official Hige Dondism.
Official Hige Dondism, baby.
Hige Dondism.
It's so God.
It's a good opening.
I love that band. So that band has made me a fan. They don't miss.
Yes. All right, boys. Let's rate the first season of Spy Family. Let's rate. We can rate it. We all watched it, so
that is true.
You didn't? Kidding? You're a manga guy.
I watched like 4 episodes, but I just read the manga.
David, did you end up watching all of it or no?
I watched it all. Yeah, I watched it every week.
I would give it a very aggressive 8. That's a strong 8 to me. Strong 8 out of 10 for the first season.
I gave it a 9.
And I think the more that it and I have a feeling, because again I've read the same part of the manga, and I know that this is going to get even sharper as it goes along because people are still loving it so much.
Oh yeah.
So I know that
the later arcs are way more fun.
The next season is going to be a blast, and I'm like excited. I'm definitely going to read it before the season comes out so I can be ready for it. Because now I have the summer to read ahead and catch up before part 2. Well, it's season 1, part 2 in fall.
Season 1, part 2.
I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of it. Can we stop this part shit? Just do different seasons, okay? Can we stop?
Maybe it's a way to just, I don't know, instead of doing one 12-episode series, it's a way to
break it up.
Ensure the 24. Yeah. Maybe it's easy to greenlight another 12 episodes, and so they're like, episode 1 and 2 are pretty good. Let's greenlight the next 12.
Right.
Maybe they spread it out just to keep it relevant, because if you do all 12. Or all of 24 in 2 seasons. So spring, summer, and then you do the next 24 maybe you
know who's definitely doing that? Attack on Titan
Wait.
is definitely keeping itself relevant by being an absolute ass cap.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean-
I actually can't believe that Attack on Titan, they pretty much fumbled the bag in every scenario. I think when creating an anime, like the first gap between the first 2 seasons
Absolute
was ridiculous,
garbage.
right? It was
That
like
never
6
happened.
years or whatever.
And now
it was like
yeah.
it was the biggest anime whenever it came out.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't want to mince words.
yeah.
Like it was the anime.
Yeah, it's the show. It's the thing, man.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
And
And,
then, yeah,
and now they're doing
Forever
this.
and-
Because of Wit Studio. I mean,
They easily could have completed. I'm not saying that I do want the animators to have their time or whatever. I do think that they should have just gone ahead and finished it straight through it as part. Like I understand maybe splitting into part 1 and part 2, but I think part 2 should have just ran through. If they needed to start it a couple months later, so be it. It should have just ran through to completion. The manga had already wrapped up before season 1. Before season 4 part 1 finished, the manga had already ended. So I think people are just not willing to wait. It's now going to be over 2 years after the manga ended before the final part of the anime is adapted. But then there's Bleach fans. Bleach fans are about to get their last season.
Still,
What?
Bleach fans about to eat. We about to eat.
Yeah, 10 years later or something. So
I'm really curious.
Kubo already started the next arc in the manga.
Kubo
okay?
been eating.
Wait, did Animation Studio already get announced for Bleach? Oh,
Yeah.
Studio Piro.
It's Piro. Yeah, they just brought Piro back.
Oh, so they shouldn't finish
They even
it.
got number 1, bro. They got like the old song, bro. It's just gonna be
Now
just like
you
a continuation.
feel like number 1. Shining bright for everyone.
Oh, eating butt like everyone.
Wait, what is that? What is that
Licking
song
on
called?
that ass. Oh, what? It's number 1. Wait, David hit the note for real, though.
Yeah, he really did. That was kind of wild.
Everybody get in the comments. David hit the note just
no.
now. That was pretty wild.
Okay, boys. In that note, this has been our spring 2022 anime wrap up. You know, honestly, there was a lot of shows that you guys actually stuck with, which surprised me. I do think this was a strong season overall. Very rarely are there 4 shows that I would like to make sure I go back and finish, and I finished one of the 4. So I feel like I'm generally the most picky. I'll usually watch 1 or 2 shows all the way through, just because most shows don't interest me too much. But there was a lot of really interesting stuff, and honestly, I really want to go read Tomodachi Game now too, Kenny.
It's good.
Like,
I
even though that's
think-
one that I dropped after
and you-
episode 1, I kind of really want to go read it because I think it can
Being
be
able
more
to
fun
pace
reading.
yourself for
Yeah.
games is kind of like nice. You know, like
I think I
you
would enjoy
understand
that.
what's going on.
Yeah.
You get to know, once you've understood, you move on. You know?
I
You aren't
think
like
that's
waiting
definitely one I
around.
might
You
have
know?
to- And I guess if we get 500 subscribers, I'll fucking watch Fanfare of Adolescence on stream.
No, I mean, we're getting 500.
So,
Jerry,
I
just
don't.
watch.
no, on
Just-
stream.
just watch.
I'm saving
Everybody
it.
please
You don't need to hide behind
subscribe.
the veil of subscriber count. Just
Subscribe.
watch it.
No,
You
it's
coward.
It's to obligate.
Watch Fanfare, you fucking coward. Boys on horses, damn it. Okay.
And they love each other.
On that note, make sure that all of you, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Check out any of our other old episodes. If you wanted to go back and watch our first impressions from the season, you can go back to that episode and check out what we had started the season with and what made it to the end with us. We actually, I mean, between the 3 of us, we almost watched all 13, give or take. Pretty damn close, strangely enough. There's only a
watched a
couple.
lot of shows?
What didn't make it? What we lost Shikimori's. None of us got through Shikimori's.
Shikimori. Yeah, I just read the manga. That's what's tough about it. And
We
some of the-
lost. What else did we lose?
Kunoichi, Tsubaki.
Kunoichi. Yeah, we started that one. We lost that
Couple
one.
of
There's another
cuckoos.
No, we
Was
didn't.
there
Even,
another
we didn't
Isekai?
even
We didn't
start
watch
Couple
that
of
one. We didn't
Cuckoos.
watch that
Yeah.
I did.
Well,
Uh,
we didn't use it for the
okay.
13. There probably was another isekai.
There was
in there.
another isekai for sure. I think there were
Oh,
two.
the fucking
the
demon.
greatest Demon Lord is
Demon
reborn
Lord
as a
was
typical
reborn as a
Demon
typical
Lord,
nobody.
regular nobody.
Yeah,
what
regular
the
piece
fuck?
of shit.
Dumbass
Whatever.
bullshit. Oh my god, stupid show.
I hated
Don't
that
fucking
show.
make
I
those
hated
shows
that
anymore.
garbage-ass
Oh my
show.
god.
Whatever. We will be back next week with, you guessed it, our summer 2022.
22.
I was like, what year is it? 2022. First impressions. We'll be watching not 13. We'll be watching 12 new shows purely because summer looks like straight ass, to be honest. It is looking like absolute hot garbage on a Sunday evening. We could not even pick out a 13th show. That's how
Hot
garbage.
garbage.
If someone has a 13th
Sunday after.
if someone has a 13th show that we don't list that you seriously want us to throw on the list, that is
We'll
either
add it.
on, it needs to be on Crunchyroll streaming or Amazon.
Or High Dive.
I guess, or High Dive. Crunchyroll, Amazon, High Dive, Netflix.
Basically, it can be on anything. Just give us an anime.
Fuck it.
Out next season.
If something's coming out and it is a brand new show, remember we only do brand new shows, not remakes, not reboots, not second seasons. Brand new show to add to our list. David, go ahead and list for them. What are the 12 shows we're going to be talking about for our summer first?
Here, listeners, here are the 12 shows that we are going to be talking about. So we are going to be talking about When Will Ayumu Make His Move? The Maid I Hired Recently is Mysterious. Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer. Futo Pi. Licorice Recoil.
I think it's Futo PI. It's
Futo
PI,
P?
like no, it's like private investigator. Futo PI, yeah.
Okay. So Futo PI. Number 5, Licorice Recoil. Licorice Recoil, whatever.
Is that right?
Call the Night. Uncle from Another World. My Isekai Life. My Stepmom's Daughter is My Ex. Engage Kiss. Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting, and Yurei Deco.
That's it.
Genuinely don't know if any of those sound good.
I'm honestly not. Obviously,
the name,
I am excited for Call of the Night only because I really enjoy the
Sure.
manga. It's probably one of my favorite currently running
Jerry said
shonen
it's the
manga.
best shonen manga currently running.
Aside
Best.
from One Piece. Aside from One Piece.
What about My Hero or Jujutsu Kaisen?
Call of the Night's pretty good. So I really love Call of the Night, the manga. I hope the anime goes well, but I really enjoy the manga a lot. But other than that, I really don't. That is the only of the 12 that I'm actually looking forward to. So I'll be struggling through the other 11, or maybe some of them will surprise us.
So I think When Will Ayumu Make His Move, Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, and The Maid I Hired Recently is Mysterious will be good. I think those.
That's David's prediction.
I'm excited for those.
Lucifer could be good. I've heard good things about Lucifer. It could be good. It could be a fun.
What if we all end up liking My Isekai Life?
There's no way. I don't think that's possible.
think there's no way. I think there's no way.
How many? We have watched. How many? Okay, if you had to guess, how many isekai have we watched since starting this series?
3 per one, basically.
2 or 3 per season.
Maybe
We've done
20?
we've done 8 seasons at this point. It's got to be 20 plus.
20-ish.
I think there's only one isekai I've ever rated above a 5 or anything, and that's Mushoku Tensei. That's the only isekai we've ever watched that I didn't absolutely throw in the garbage.
One, right?
I thought it wasn't terrible, but I never went back to it. So
yeah.
I thought it wasn't terrible, but
wait, you liked Overlord, right?
No, I tried Overlord. I made about halfway through the first season and I dropped it.
Really?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Overlord fans.
Overlord's actually pretty good.
I liked Overlord until it shifted into like partway through the first season, all of a sudden it becomes very basic. There's a hero that shows up and he's questioning, and that's when I was like, oh wait,
he gets the black armor.
I was like, oh wait, this is actually just garbage. And then that's when I was
just
like,
another isekai.
I liked it. Shit. I liked it when it was the first couple episodes because you're the evil guy, and he's I was like, oh, this is kind of a unique. And then all of a sudden, it just literally became another isekai, and I was like, okay, and that's when I dropped it. But whatever, I heard it. It might shift. I know that what's his name, Einkrad or something.
Einzelgaun.
Yeah, something like that.
He's a cool character. I think that could be, and I'm sure that the parts where he's kind of the whatever. I bet it's good. Whatever. That's our 12 shows for summer. Make sure you watch those before our next episode, which will be our summer first impressions. And then we'll have a lot of other fun content for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview that we did last week. Hope you guys enjoyed us going over all of our spring shows. There's a lot of new anime coming out. We definitely have a news episode we're going to have to do soon because shit is...
Anime Expo is this weekend.
Yes.
That we're recording.
So we are literally recording the day before Anime Expo. So we're not going. We're not going to Anime Expo.
Maybe next year.
News will definitely be dropping that we will have to talk about. So that will be exciting. That is all we have for you, though, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Give us a 5-star rating over on listening platforms. This has been another episode of the Uncensored Anime Podcast, and we are saying peace.